don't feel that. Fuck a fake friend, where your real friends at?
Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood. Welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It's October 17th, 2019. Shout out to my man, the tech geek out there on YouTube for the song request today. That is Drake, started from the bottom. I'm not a huge Drake fan, but this is a classic for sure. What's good, people? Hope you guys are doing well today, and welcome to another episode. Today we are looking at Bermuda becoming the first government to accept tax payments in USDC stablecoins. I told you guys that the proliferation of stablecoins was going to eliminate, and this is going to happen. It hasn't really started yet, but it's going to happen. It's going to eliminate the one aspect of cryptocurrencies that many of us thought were going to be the case, and we were going to see, mass adoption, lots of people in stores using Bitcoin or Monero or Litecoin or whatever the case may be, Digibyte, Nano. Many people really thought that, and still do, to be honest with you, that's what cryptocurrencies were going to look like in 5 to 10 years. But it's going to be stable coins. It's going to be crypto stable coins, privately issued ones from different companies and stuff, USDC, Tether, Paxos, all of those. And then you'll have the government issued cryptocurrencies. Those are the ones you'll be seeing on a daily basis, used in stores for coffee and getting food and ordering. That's what you're going to see. You don't want to spend your Bitcoin. You'll be looking like the guy that spent 80 million on a pizza. You don't want to spend your Litecoin. You want to stack those Satoshis, like my man Max Kaiser says. So we'll take a look at this, because this really is a great reason to use stable coins. As I reported on, Ohio just decommissioned their pay taxes with Bitcoin program. As I stated then, it's a very stupid reason to use your Bitcoin to pay taxes. Just does not make any sense. So again, we'll take a look at that out of Telegraph. Also out of Telegraph, Miami International Airport gets its first Bitcoin ATM. That's pretty good news. We'll take a look at that in a second as well. And lastly, Telegram says that their Grams token is not a security. Telegram has taken a novel line in its defense against the SEC's allegations, but does it hold up to the scrutiny? It really doesn't matter what they think. It's whatever narrative the SEC goes with, and they'll learn this quickly. I don't even know how they're even going after them, just like they did with EOS. They didn't even do an ICO in the United States. On top of that, I'm talking about Telegram. Thought they were sold to qualified investors. Not sure what the hell is going on here, but again, we'll read up on this from Decrypt Media in a second. Before we get started with things, though, shout out to BitcoinConfidential.cc and also Moon Lambo. You can buy your crypto apparel at shopmoonlambo.com. Save 10% if you use the word CryptoBlood10 at your checkout. Also, get those questions in my new series, Ask the Block. Any questions you have regarding cryptocurrencies and blockchain, you want to know what my take is on it, just hashtag AskCB with your question under any of my videos, and I will queue that up. Let's take a look at the heat map today. Bitcoin is green, up 0.79% to $8,045. Ethereum is up 0.85% to $175.76. And we've got EOS under the $3 handle, up though 0.88% to $2.93. Pretty much all these coins are up. XRP up huge today, up 5% to 29 cents. Litecoin is up as well, 3.5% to $54.44. And we've got Binance token up 3.9% to $18.27. And a quick look at the technicals. As you can see, we're seeing a almost perfect following of the green line I drew in yesterday's video. I'm hoping that we can build a V shape here so that we can continue upward and test this purple trend line at around, at this point, will be at 8,500. But until we get above this yellow line at 83.54, I would be still considering myself pretty much on the bearish side, even though it looks like we're starting to definitely form that V shape, which would be the third higher low in this sequence here. Let's take a look at the first article out of Telegraph. Bermuda becomes first government to accept tax payments in USDC stablecoins. Global financial service company Circle announced that Bermuda became the first government to accept its stablecoin USDC for tax payments. According to the press release shared on Cointelegraph on October 16th, this development is part of a broader initiative which sees the Bermuda government support the USD-backed stablecoin and decentralized finance tools and services. Circle's co-founder and CEO, Jeremy Allier, said Bermuda's premier made a broader announcement today about embracing stablecoins as the future of the financial system, with a focus on innovations in fintech that can deliver value not just for Bermudans, but also globally via companies licensed under their Digital Asset Business Act. Allier also explained that Bermuda's economy already relies on the United States dollar-backed currency. Because of this, he delivers that it's natural that they would both embrace USD-backed stablecoins for their own government services. He also claims that this Bermuda's initiative highlights that the world is on its path towards mainstream acceptance of stablecoins for everyday payments in commerce. And this is exactly what I've been echoing. When the first stablecoins other than Tether started hitting the markets in 2018, I told you guys then in many videos, stablecoins are actually what you're going to be using on day-to-day transactions at brick and mortar, on online. That's what you're going to be using. If you want to see what cryptocurrencies look like for payments, it's most likely going to be a stable coin on one of these blockchains, whether it's Ethereum, EOS, Tron, whatever. It's going to be a stable coin that sits on top of those platforms, those blockchains. And you'll see people gravitate toward Bitcoin and Litecoin and any other coin that can brand themselves as an asset, as an alternative asset, an inflation hedge. Those will be utilized mostly as that. Not saying that people won't spend a Bitcoin on XYZ at a store, but it will be very rare that you see those types of cases. Less than 5%. Most people will just buy and hold like they do with gold and silver and platinum or whatever precious metals people are into. Circle also announced, the article says, that the firm has been awarded a Class F license under Bermuda's Digital Assets Business Act of 2018. The company claims that this license makes the company the first major cryptocurrency exchange and wallet service ever to receive such a permit. Second article, also out of Cointelegraph today, Miami International Airport gets its first Bitcoin ATM. Bitcoin ATM firm BitStop installed one of its machines at the Miami International Airport, announcing the news in a press release published on October 15th. The Bitcoin ATM has been reportedly installed in Concourse G next to Gate 16 and allows customers to buy Bitcoin for cash. So they say they have a strategic position here. The company claims that the location is strategic for the machine, given that Miami's airport is the third busiest in the United States in international passenger traffic. Miami International Airport is also the largest gateway between the U.S. and Latin America and is one of the largest airline hubs in the United States. Bitcoin co-founder also stated that Bitcoin is proving to be useful for travelers, and he said more and more people prefer to travel with Bitcoin instead of cash for convenience and security. Miami International Airport is a perfect place for our customers to conveniently exchange their dollars for Bitcoin and vice versa when traveling domestically or abroad. That makes good sense. I never even thought of it in that aspect. Almost like a MoneyGram or Western Union or any type of foreign exchange office, physical office where you can go in and swap currencies before you travel. I think that is a great idea, and people will probably use it, but I think we're still not there yet. A lot of people still don't know about Bitcoin, and to go even a step further, many more don't even own any. So it's just going to be a slow roll with this whole adoption thing. It's definitely not panning out the way many of us thought it would in 2017, but that's okay. Gives you time to accumulate, gives you time to educate. I think it'll be kind of accelerated once we see a lot of stuff hit the fan in our traditional markets. That's around the corner, man. That repo market is getting ugly, I'm telling you. So great to see an ATM popped up there. And last article out of Decrypt Media, Telegram tokens are not securities, they say. So it says the encrypted messaging app Telegram responded today as allegations that a $1.7 billion token sale in 2018 violated U.S. security laws, saying that the Gram tokens it distributed were not securities. Instead, the tokens represented purchase agreements signed between the company and investors. The company said in a filing in a Manhattan federal court. The SEC recently ordered the popular encrypted messaging company to halt its forthcoming token launch. In an emergency lawsuit, Telegram had hoped to distribute the $1.7 billion worth of pre-bought Gram tokens to investors on October 31st, but a restraining order put that all on hold. The tokens were pre-ordered on the promise that Telegram would build a functioning blockchain platform, which they call the ton, by that deadline, and that failure to do so would qualify investors for a full refund. So the SEC's restraining order was a serious problem, and I think a strategic one. They just like playing dirty over there. And so Telegram has now bitten back. In a motion filed with the Southern District Court of New York, the company argues that contract through which it sold the tokens, the so-called simple agreement for future tokens, was a security offering subject to valid exemptions. It insists that the Grams in themselves were not securities. That is, more like Bitcoin and Ethereum, which have been tentatively deemed commodities by regulators. And so this is the crazy part, because Telegram also argues that it regularly engaged with the regulator, the SEC, dismissing the emergency complaint as an apparent effort to gain a strategic litigation advantage. The SEC alleged in their complaint that the company had failed to serve a subpoena during the investigation process. Part of the goal of today's filing is to have that subpoena dismissed by the court. Rather, the SEC alleged the offering was a traditional capital raise because, among other things, the company used funds raised for operations and to build out its network. There were no goods or services for which one might use the Gram, and the Gram purchasers had a reasonable expectation of sharing in the company's profits should it succeed in building out the functionalities it promised. Now that statement might be true there, but it's just a lot of back and forth with the SEC, a lot of ambiguity, and they're not giving people clear guidance here, but yet still going after them, delaying them, fining them, suing them. I just don't understand how they can get away with this stuff. It goes on to talk about how, you know, the SEC went after Block One and that whole blockchain firm who raised $4 billion in 2018's crowd sale, but in their case they escaped mostly intact. Accused of running an unregistered securities offering, the company managed to settle the case, as you guys know, for $23 million thanks to a cunning legal argument. But it says that many viewed Block One's escape from severe punishment as a slap on the wrist. We'll have to see what happens, but I think this is nonsense. And it says that if Telegram loses in court, it likely faces one of two civil penalties: disgorgement, which would basically compel the company to give up its ill-gotten gains, or rescission, which would give investors the chance to sell their tokens back and recoup any losses. And it's funny because this is what was offered to Reggie Middleton of Veritasium. He was offered these deals as well, at least rescission, and he denied it. He wanted to continue going on, and he tried to pivot to, as you guys know, the whole very gold, precious metals arm of things. And I don't know, SEC ain't nothing to play with, and yeah, we'll see how this pans out. But if they continue to act this way, SEC, I think it's going to be a very big disservice to innovation in the blockchain industry here in America. And you're going to see other countries really jump ahead of us in that space. And we don't want to do that, because blockchain is the future. Some form or fashion, it is the future. So we'll have to see what happens. You guys let me know your thoughts about the SEC shakedown on yet another company, hitting them with an emergency suit. It's crazy. They did that right in time to really, I think personally, jam them up, because they have to have that token distributed by October 31st. So I think it was a strategic move by the SEC to jam them up and really start a train wreck, I think. So we'll see what happens. Again, you guys let me know your thoughts about that. But that's pretty much it for today, ladies and gents. Shout out again to Tech Geek out there on YouTube for that Drake Started from the bottom. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to be notified about unbiased crypto news reported by yours truly, Crypto Blood. I got a hot interview coming out later tonight too, so check that out. I'm not gonna tell you who. You'll just see it pop up. I'm out of here, people. Holla.